Hi everybody, it's Lee again. It's so nice to see you. So it's the second week of November and our theme this month is healing. So I hope that last week you got to take care of yourself and find some ways of practicing self-care, and I can't wait to hear what they were. And this week, our focus is on repairing relationships with each other and being able to come back together after somebody is hurt, if their feelings are hurt, or they're feeling upset. And we are going to open the Wonder Box and see what's inside. And also, my son is going to show you a really cool knot that he can make out of 2 ropes at the end of this video. So I hope you enjoy it. It's good to see you today. Okay, it's time to open the Wonder Box, and I have a friend to help us today.
Hi.
It's Hippo. Hi, Hippo.
Hi.
I love that you come to open the Wonder Box with me.
It's fun.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. Do you want to be the one that opens it, or do you want me to?
Sure, I'll see if I can.
Okay. Oh, it's hard when you have little arms.
I did it.
You did it. I'll put it over here.
Thanks.
Okay, let's see what's inside.
What's this?
Oh my gosh. Oh no. This is all of my yarn that is in a big knot. It's all tangled up together. Oh, this is all the yarn that's in the bottom of my yarn basket. All the different colors have all tangled and all the balls have come unwound, and they're just in this big, messy knot.
I almost got tangled in it.
You did. You might get tangled up in it too.
Eek.
You know what? This reminds me of when friends and family get tangled up together in knots when they have arguments or when they hurt each other's feelings. Sometimes it's like being in a big, messy knot. Well, thank you, Hippo, for opening the Wonder Box for us today.
Welcome.
And now I'm going to tell the kids more about knots in relationships and how it reminds me of ways that we can very carefully start to untie the knots that form when we have a hard time with somebody.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, so let's talk about this big knot. Have you ever felt like you have a big tangled knot in your heart? Like there's just all these emotions and maybe some mean things that you heard, or just a lot of tension, or just feeling upset for lots of different reasons, and it all contributes to this big knot. And that happens sometimes between people too, like when they have an argument or a disagreement, or somebody says something that isn't quite nice. It can create a big knot of tension between those 2 people. So today I want to tell you something that can help to very slowly start to untangle the strands of these knots. Look, one's coming out already. So the first thing, it's actually 5 steps, and all of them start with an R. It's the 5 R's of conflict resolution or restorative justice. And it's different than just saying, oh, sorry, done. Sorry, I hurt your feelings, and then leave. Because there's more to it than that, right? It sometimes doesn't feel quite complete if somebody hurts you and then they just kind of yell sorry over their shoulder, and then they leave. And maybe you're still really hurt and they're not really there to work it out with you. So if I had this big knot here and I said, I'll just make it better, boop, it's like takes more time than that to get this whole knot out. So the first thing is just acknowledging that somebody is hurt, that somebody's feelings got hurt, that maybe somebody got knocked over and they're actually hurt on their body. Or like for this, like I acknowledge that I was not tending my yarn basket very well. And I let it get into this big messy knot. So now what? So the second R is respect. And it's giving your full time and listening ears, like we talked about last month, to really listen to what the other person has to say. And maybe you think you know what they're going to say, but you don't. You can't assume that you know. And so really listening to understand where they're coming from, and then them listening to you to hear where you're coming from. So if I was going to listen to my yarn might say, oh, it's saying that I just stuck it in a basket and don't seem to care about it. I didn't give it any attention and it's really sad. And I didn't know it was going to say that. I thought it was probably fine just being in this big tangled knot. But it turns out it isn't. And so if somebody said something mean to you and you think you know what they're going to say, well, I said that because I don't like you. But maybe when you listen and you give them time to really tell you how they're feeling, they might say, I said that mean thing because I was having a really hard day. And it actually wasn't about you. I just was feeling crummy and I just said something mean. So that's really good to know and to be able to listen, to hear what people have to share. The third R is responsibility. And this is a really important one. Like I have to take responsibility for putting my yarn in this mess. And if you hurt somebody or if they hurt you, you have to take responsibility for that. So it's not just the sorry, it's, hey, how can I acknowledge that I, did something that was harmful to you. And you can search deep in your heart to hear what that might be. Even if you didn't mean to, even if it was an accident or a mistake, you can still take responsibility for that. So this, I did not mean to do this. But I can still say, that was me, not tending my yarn and not spending enough time taking care of that. So the fourth R is repair. And that is where we move forward and start healing. So saying like, I take responsibility for not taking care of this yarn, and something I can do to repair that is to spend a little time just pulling out, look, I already got a little piece out. Just pulling out some of the pieces and starting to find the different colors and separating them from each other, and that will repair some of this big knot. And part of that repair is working with the person that that you have the conflict with, and finding out what would feel good to them. So if your feelings got hurt, somebody saying, what can I do to make it feel better? Maybe we could have a treat together. Maybe we could play a game. What would feel good to you? So that's a way to repair a relationship. And look, I'm already repairing my big knot. I have one little bundle of blue that's all wrapped up now. And the fifth R is called reintegration. And that just means bringing people back together and letting the person know if they said something that was mean, it doesn't mean we don't like you anymore. And it means we can still be friends as long as we're doing those other 4 R's of respecting each other and repairing what we've, anything and mistakes that we've made. And then we can come back together and be friends again. So I think that hopefully my yarn is going to forgive me. That's part of the reintegration, is forgiveness. So I think if I spend a little time with my yarn, it'll be able to forgive me for all the neglect of not taking care of it. And hopefully for you with friends, if you have an argument and you're able to listen to each other and repair that friendship, then you can forgive each other and forgive yourself if you're the one that made the mistake, to be able to reintegrate, come back together, and heal. So that's our next piece of our healing journey this month, is healing these big knots in our friendships and in our world. So anytime you see a big knot or you feel a big knot in your heart, think about the 5 R's of tending your relationship, respecting each other, taking responsibility for what you've done or didn't even intend to do, repairing that relationship, and reintegrating, coming back together. So I'm going to sit here with this yarn for a little while and pull out the pieces, and I will see you next week.
This is the thief knot, and you need two ropes, as you can see, to make it. So first, you make a loop in one of them. And then, I guess you could do it this way. This is the way I usually do it. You make another loop, and then either loop could go through. And then you pull the ends, this one will take a little while, through and pull it tight. Then the joint.
Can you hold it there? Look at that.
Yeah, it's a nice knot.
And then can you show how it comes apart?
And then to come apart, there's more friction on this one because it's a little and big. But to come apart, you just push them out.
Awesome. So that is an awesome way to join 2 ropes.
And then I can do it very quickly. Oh geez, if I can actually get these through.
Nice.
Bye.
Thank you, Sylvan. Okay, so that big knot of yarn, I sat with it for the last hour or so, and look what it became. I pulled out each of the little colors that were all tangled together, and I wound them up into their own little ball. And I'm so proud of myself, so I wanted to share with you. And it's just like our relationships. I spent time and love and patience, and all of those knots got unraveled, and now it's all organized and peaceful again. So just like our friendships, it just takes time and attention and love. So thank you for watching today. Maybe I'll go knit a hat with all these little ends. It'll be my mending hat. All right, take care. Bye.
In every place where I can feel I might get hurt, but I can heal. On my forehead, on my nose, in my belly and on my toes. In every place where I can feel I might get hurt, but I can heal. Inside my heart and on my knees, a little time and love can ease. In every place where I can feel I might get hurt, but I can heal. It takes forgiveness, it takes time, an open heart and open mind. In every place where I can feel I might get hurt, but I can heal.